Assalamualaikum. We are Group 4, and for CSC510 group project, we did Finite State Machine Simulator. So this is the table of content. Firstly, we got role and duty, introduction to finite state machine, real life examples of finite state machines, flowchart, interface of system, demonstration of the app, analysis of result, programming code, application logic, and programming code for user interface. So firstly, Adik Hakimi, role is project leader. Uh, and his duty is manage the group, assign tasks, and help to develop the main program code and GUI. For Ashraf Hakimi, his role is finite state machine analysis and theory. His duty to develop the program GUI and help with the main program code. Lastly, for me, Muhammad Farhan Hakim is the programmer and testing. So my duty is develop the main program code. So, introduction to finite state machine. So the background of this title is it's a computational model used to represent system that change between a finite number of states according to specific inputs. Every system begins at a start state and move to another state whenever an input symbol is received. If the final state reached is an accepting state, the input string is accepted. Otherwise, it is rejected. So the problem statement for this project is many real-world systems use states and transitions, but finite state machine concepts can be difficult for students to understand. This project develops an finite state machine simulator that allows users to input transitions data, test strings, generate accepted strings, and identity whether the machine is a DFA or NFA, providing a practical way to learn finite state machine FSM concepts. Okay, real life example of finite state machine. So firstly, is traffic light system. For an easy way to explain is when the green light, the car go, yellow light is ready to stop, and red light, the car have to stop, and then they have to wait for the green light to come up, and then they go. Secondly, is toll booth system. When the car went to the toll, uh, they need to stop, and they have to pay, and then you can go. Or else you cannot go, you know. Okay, so this is the flowchart of the app. So starting, first it will ask to enter state and alphabet. Now the process is create the finite state machine, right, FSM. Next, it will ask to enter the current state, input, and the next state. And then it will add the transition. If you want to add more transition, you have to enter more current state, input, and the next state. If you don't want to, uh, next you will need to enter the start state and the final state. Now the app will save the FSM setup, and then you enter the input string, and then the app will simulate FSM traversal. After it simulates, it will display the simulation result and display current FSM. Yeah, and then you have to enter the maximum length. It will generate accepted strings, and then it display accepted strings. And then it will analyze FSM type, and then display the analysis result, and then it's the end of the app. Okay, so this is the interface of the app or interface of the system. So firstly, we got the welcome screen, and then the finite state machine setup page. They enter finite state machine page, and then and then the test string screen. After that, it generate accepted string page, a check FSM screen, and lastly the result page.
Okay, so now I'm going to show the demonstration of the app. So as you can see, this is the welcome page of the app, which is as you can see, there's the logo of the app and the title, which is the Finite State Machine Simulator. And then we have the this part right here, which represent our group and our names and our class, of course, and the subject. Yeah. So as you can see, there's the start button. You can just press it, and it will automatically start the first go to the first page, which is we're going to input the states, the number of states. As you can see, there's an example. We can just follow it, You can also untick or tick which alphabet you want to use. So I'm going to use both. Just click create. So right now this is the step one for this app, which is you can just uh, you choose your preferred alphabet for the first transition. I mean sorry, FSM. So for example, I'm gonna choose this as the second string, then add transition. As you can see, when I click on add transition, it will show at the bottom here. So I'm going to just add the rest. So we've already created the rest of the transition, and as let's say I'm going to add another transition right here. Let's say I use this. When you go to this tab right here, you can see the added uh, FSM right here. You can also press delete, and it will automatically delete it. So to start, I'm gonna choose 0 to start, and 4 state for the final state, and click on save. I'm going to click next for the step 2. So step 2, this is also to show the result, and also uh, the if it's actually approved or disapproved. So I'm going to test it right here. I'm going to type in AB test string. So it will show the proof, the traversal right here, and final state. Rejected is rejected because it is not the same as what I've inputted earlier. So I'm going to click right here, the correct one. As you can see, the traversal result will appear as accepted. So we're just gonna click just how many strings we inputted right here and generate. It will show the total accepted strings right here. But if we use another string, a different string, like 2 earlier, we're gonna get 0. So we're gonna just click generate for 3. And then the last step, which is analyze. This is going to show the full receipt of the result of the application, the FSM that we just created. And this is the reason for the DFA result. Yes. And lastly, we can just start again if we wanted. This is summary of everything. Then we click home. Yes, that's all for the demonstration of the app. Thank you. So next we move on to the analysis of the result. After we've inputted the strings that is asked from us, then it will show right here at the current state FSM tab right here. So it will show all the transition lists. And next is the simulation of result. Simulation result. It will actually show all the FSM traversal right here, the inputted strings, the start state. If we inputted an invalid string, it will result in a rejected right here. So if we if we inputted a valid string, it will show as accepted. So when after that is finished, then we move on to the generate string uh, step, which is we're going to inputted all the strings that we've inputted earlier. So the alphabet. So for example, we've inputted ABA. There's it will show as accepted. and the accepted as one. So if we put the wrong alphabet, it will show as zero. And lastly, the summary, if the all the input that we put in is invalid, it will not show as accepted. And lastly, analysis of result, it will show if it's a DFA or NFA, and it will also state the reason for that. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Now I'm going to present to you about the programming code or the application logic. The first one is FSM data.java. The purpose is to store all the FSM information used throughout the application. The second one is transition.java. The purpose is to represent a single FSM transition. Alright, so we move to the third one, which is enter FSM activity.java. The purpose is to handle FSM creation and user input. The first part is to add a new transition to the FSM. Move to the second part to save the FSM configuration. And the last part is to validate the FSM before proceedings. And move to the fourth one, which is test string activity.java. The purpose is to simulate the finite state machine, which it accepts an input string from the user and displays the traversal process and final result. And the fifth one is generates all accepted strings up to the specified maximum length, which is the purpose of the fifth. For the last programming code for application logic, which is a generate strings activity.java, it checks whether a generated string is accepted by the FSM. The next one is check FSM activity.java. The purpose is determines the FSM types, whether the finite state machine is a DFA or NFA. So we move to programming code for user interface. The first one is splash screen. The purpose is to display the welcome screen of the application. Second one is FSM setup screen. The purpose is to allow user to configure the FSM. The third one is enter FSM screen. The purpose is to allow user to enter FSM transition. And the fourth one is test string screen. The purpose is to test whether an input string is accepted or not. Now we move to the second last of the user interface programming code, which is generate string screen. The purpose is to generate all the accepted string. And the last one is to check FSM screen. The purpose is to analyze the FSM.